It's spring here in Korea. Spring means the end of winter and the beginning of a new season. The GSL enters into a second season, which we may call spring. As we start a fresh new season, there are some key points to consider. When looking at race distribution this season, it's simple to see that Zerg has become quite a bit stronger. Zerg added only one more player compared to last season, so why do people think Zergs are more solid? We can find the answer by looking at Code A. When we take a close look at the distribution of races in the Code S round of 32, there are 14 Protosses, 14 Zergs, and 4 Terrans. 12 Zerg players actually went through Code A to get Code S. Only Su and Life were seeded. The important point here is the record against each race. Zerg scored 29 wins and 26 losses against Protoss. This may have a slight correlation with the upgraded Hydralisk. Once again, Terran became the minority race following last season. Compared to last season, we only added one more player. Even including Maru, who was seeded, it's 4 players in total. A lot of people expected to see a revival of Terran, as many Terran players went through the Code A qualifiers and advanced to Code A. But as you can see, looking at the results, things didn't quite go as expected. Many people want to look at balance for the answer. The balance of Code A between Terrans and Zergs were 12 to 16 in favor of Zerg. Most fans expected strong Terran players like Flash, TY, Fantasy, and Keen to advance to Code S, but they all collapsed to strong Zerg players like True, Shine, and Lenok. Last season there were 16 Protoss players. However, they are dwindling in numbers this season. Powerful Protoss players like Deer and Stats fell down to the preliminaries. Protoss was showing strong performance against Terran, but I don't think we'll see the same situation this season. Actually, the record between Terran and Protoss in this Code A puts Terran at a 12 to 11 lead. I think Terran is in good shape to fight against Protoss because of the recent balance patch. At the very least, we won't see one-sided games like before where Terran lost most of the time. And when it comes to the Hydralisk change, of course, this benefits Zerg. When we look at the players by their teams, SKT is on top with 7 players advancing to Code S, just like last season. Paralyzed joins this time along with the teammates who played in the previous season of Code S. Will we see team kill matches again this time? It's pretty likely. On the other hand, SKT's rival team, KT, isn't doing so well. Besides Kingslayer Zest, only one player, Myungshik, moved up to Code S. What an unsatisfying result for KT. There were not many KT players in the last Code S season either. When they play in individual leagues, somehow they just don't perform as well as they do in the SPL. Another interesting point is that 3 teamless players got into Code S. All of them were former Team Azubu members. Symbol, Ragnarok, and Supernova showed impressive performances even though they don't belong to any teams. And 2 of them advanced to Code S as in first place of their groups. According to their interviews, they got a lot of help from the players who were previously on TSL. Let's hope for them to find good teams to join and that it will show us some great matches this season. So what will be the overall trend this season? Zerg's strength in Code A was apparent, but we have to wait and see if that strength will be continued in Code S. In the big leagues that were held in 2014, we haven't seen non-Protoss victors. Hyun was the only exception. As Protoss players advance further, they still seem to be the most successful race. Even though Terran is in the minority, the players that we have are very unique variables. Maru, Byung, Supernova, and Innovation, they are top-class Terran players. Everybody admits that. Maru and Innovation especially have shown some great performances against the other races. I think it's reasonable enough to expect that a few of these Terrans are going to do well this season. With this, I'm done laying out the overall predictions for going into Code S Season 2. I think we've made a rough sketch of the upcoming matches. YouBet has been predicting a ton of matches up until now. Sometimes we were right, and other times we were wrong. But I don't think that's very important. All of our episodes gave viewers a chance to better enjoy the GSL. This is the end for YouBet, but GSL will of course continue. I hope you'll be watching the seasons along with myself. Goodbye.